I don't want to scare anybody by like starting a minute early, but hello. Hi. It's been a minute since I've been here, but for the first time in a minute, I both have no plans this weekend and also am reading again, which is super exciting. So excited and glad to be here hosting sprints for the first time in a minute. We'll probably be here for several hours. My goal is to finish a book and then read a quick novella. But I've got some really big weekend plans in terms of reading. I want to do like a 24-hour readathon starting in the middle of tonight and then like going through tomorrow because I've got nothing going on. So very excited to be here with y'all and get some reading done this afternoon. Let me know what y'all will be reading or doing during these sprints if you will not be reading. Hello, Glenda. It's so great to see you again. I am so happy to be back and just like have the motivation to be in this space and make videos and read books, and it's very exciting. So we're going to be pretty productive for these sprints. I do have the timer screen, the timer website pulled up already, so we can do full screen like countdown timers during these sprints. I'll also play lo-fi music. I love having that on in the background. But if you don't like that, feel free to mute me. And then was also kind of thinking that we can get back into doing dice sprints. For those of y'all who might not know what that is or who haven't been on my channel before when I do sprints, I pull up like a dice roller thing and then we'll roll the dice, and however many dots the dice land on, like every dot is 5 minutes. So we'll probably go ahead and do that just because I personally love variety when it comes to reading. So we'll plan to do that. We'll probably do a bunch, and hopefully we get some long ones in the mix. But with my luck, we tend to not get long long sprints when I do dice. So we'll plan out that, and again, we'll be here probably for like four or 5 hours. So plan to get some reading / productivity done. It's going to be awesome. Hello, Jess. I will be reading Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. I'm on page 122 right now. I'm sure I'll also play games on Board Game Arena too. I have heard really good things about that author. I've heard really good things about that book as well. I hope you're enjoying it. I really want to read it, so I'll be curious to see your thoughts when you finish it. Hi, Stasia. I miss you too. Hi. I love you. Hello, Patricia. I hope you're good. I'm reading Hook, Line, and Sinker by Tessa Bailey, starting on page 33. Love the first one, so I have high hopes for this one. I read the first book. I also really liked it. I never read the second one, but I know it's about the sister. And Tessa Bailey is pretty awesome. I've read several of her books and have really enjoyed them for the most part, so I hope you end up loving it as well. Okay, yes, we are all a fan of dice sprints. I just like variety, and 30 minutes I feel like is not long enough for me to like really get into my book, but I don't want to just do like a bunch of like 50-minute sprints, so having the variety kind of mixes things up a little bit. I don't know. I like them. Yeah, Stasia has been missed. We need some more videos from you, my friend. I'm jumping between reading and playing games, LOL, but I should still be here. What are you reading? I'm guessing a romance of some sort. I wish I could relate. I've been on a huge thriller kick recently, but I need to probably jump back into romance because I haven't been liking the thrillers that I've been reading. So I'm currently reading a historical romance, and then I plan to read a romance novella after I finish that in a couple of hours. But let me know what y'all will be reading if you haven't already, and then I'll share what I'm reading. Sorry. Okay, let's see. I played Dreamlight Valley today, and yesterday I'm so proud. Gaming time is good for the soul. I really want to download that game. I need to on my Switch. I'm currently playing Coral Island. Are these all like cutesy games, right? Because that's kind of like what my vibe is. Coral Island definitely sounds like that, and I know what Dreamlight Valley is, but I need to get. And my Switch is right over there. Like it's hooked up to the boyfriend's TV, so I have it, but I haven't played it in a minute. So far, I love Out on a Limb. Really solid 5-star potential for sure. I'm really glad to hear that. I loved the indie cover, but since the author's been picked up by like a trad publisher, I really like the new covers as well. So I need to get them at some point. I'm trying like to not be buying so many books as I say that. Like I have a box out for delivery today just from like a subscription that I have, but I really want to read that book. I have been utilizing my library more though recently, so maybe I'll try to see if they have it there. I'll be finishing up All We Were Promised by Ashton Lattimore. I'm on page 290. It's a historical fiction book. I'm enjoying it. Very awesome, Glenda. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. I'm reading Out of Control by Kay Bromberg. I'm at 56%, so I want to finish it today. I feel like her books read pretty quickly. I've read 2, I want to say, and they were not like I'm guessing that's like one of her F1 or like her sports romances. But I've read like some of her, like the ones with the suits on the cover, and I feel like they were pretty quick reads. But I hope you're enjoying it. I know you're a big Kay Bromberg fan, so hope you're enjoying it. I'm very excited to see it. I feel like I've been like over the past like week and a half, I've been engaging more on YouTube, like uploading videos, but also watching other people's videos. So I will definitely watch it when you upload it. I must read Truly, Madly, Deeply. I know I keep saying it and I'm bordering on pressuring you. And here we are. You just got to call and he has my freaking heart. So I have read, that's one by Alexandria Bellefleur, right? Because I've read several books by the author and I've really liked all of them. So I'll add it to my Goodreads officially just so I have it. And then I'll probably, the cover is so pretty. Maybe I'll look and see if the Nashville Library has it because I have really enjoyed, I've read Written in the Stars by her and also the one that we read for the book club last year. It was a sapphic romance. I don't remember what the name of it was, but I like that one a lot as well. So adding this to my official Goodreads TBR. Got to put on all the right shelves though, so I have it. Okay. Coral Island is so fun. It's comparable to Stardew Valley, I've heard. I only play cozy games. Yeah, cozy games are definitely what I'm into. Welcome back. Thank you, Gabby. I'm grabbing coffee right now, but when I go home, I'll be reading Truly, Madly, Deeply. That's for Jess. Out of Control is one of her F1 books, and Def does read quick. Yeah, I feel like most of her books that I've read, I only read like 2, I think, but they both read really quickly, and I feel like you always get through her books really fast, especially on Kindle, because we all read faster on our Kindles for some reason. None of her other books for me were 5 stars. This is like 6 stars. I think I gave both books that I've read by her 4 stars. Yeah, The Fiancé Farce. I've given them both 4 stars, but I'm very, very, very picky about my 5-star ratings. So I don't think I've given like very many books 5 stars this year, if I'm being honest. I'm actually going to check really fast because I'm curious now, and then we'll go ahead and roll for our first sprint. Let me see how many I've given. I've given five books 5 stars this year, which is kind of sad. I feel no, I've given 4 stars, 4 books 5 stars this year. Let me check and see if I read this book. No, sorry, it's even less. I'm looking. Let me see. 1 second. If I can like change it to when I read them, because I'm confused by like how my Goodreads is ordering my shelf. Okay, we need to sort by date read. Okay, so I have given not very many. I can give you that, tell you that much. Probably The Hunger Games. Yeah, so I've given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've given 8 books 5 stars this year, but I've read 75 books. And that's including my thesis books, which I didn't give any of those 5 stars because I didn't rate all of them and I just didn't like a lot of them. They were fine. Most of them were fine. Most of them were good, actually. But I didn't give any of those 5 stars. So I've only had 8 5-star books this year. So I'm super picky about what I rate my books, I guess. But yeah, Stage and I are opposite in that. But that's okay. You just love your romance, especially. And I feel like, I don't know, like romance is fun. And I mean, I don't know. You give books 5 stars, Stasia, and that's awesome. I'm just super critical, and I'm super picky too. So there's that. Am I just easy to please, or do I know my reading so well that I just read what I know I'll love? You know, I feel like I know my reading super well too, but recently, like this month, I've read 6 books, and they've all been like 3 stars or less. But I wonder if that's because I've just been reading thrillers and I need to like go back and like switch up the genre again and kind of give myself a little break from thrillers. Although I want to read 2 tomorrow for my 24-hour readathon that I'm doing. So I don't know. Maybe I'm just not picking up the right books. Maybe the problem is that I don't read the synopsis all the way before I pick up a book. Like I like to go into my books blind, which I think is great in theory. Also, I'm really good at guessing plot twists now. So there's that too. Because like I've guessed the plot twist in like 3 of the last 6 books that I've read. So yeah. Or like at least parts of the plot twists. So and that's the problem with thrillers, I feel like. But I'm rambling now. That may just mean you're really good at picking them. Sometimes I'm vibing with a book and it's 3 stars, the potential 4 stars, and then the ending comes and it's a 1 star. That's how I feel about thrillers. Like the plot twists can make or break the books for me. Romances, the third act breakups, if they're silly, those can kind of make or break the books for me. I don't give books 1 star super often, but I do give a lot of 2 stars out and 3 stars as well. Hello, welcome. Thank you for being here. I'm rereading A Tale for the Time Being on page 251 out of 456. Very nice. Hopefully you'll be able to make some good progress on it during these sprints. You know you're reading well. That's what I'm going with, Stacia. Same. Of the 61 books I have on my spreadsheet, I gave 18 books 5 stars and 31 books 4 or 4.5 stars. I think that's awesome. I think at this point, like, you know the kind of romance that you like, and you're just vibing with it all. I like it. I go into books blind, which does bite me in the tush sometimes. Yeah, I feel like I used to read the synopses of books more frequently, but then I would get frustrated when what the book said the book was about like wasn't accurate. Like that's how I felt about It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I don't think that the synopsis of that book to me was very accurate to how the story actually ended up going. Which, I mean, you don't want to give it all away in the synopsis, but I feel like to an extent, like you can't just kind of like make up things about the plot or like emphasize something about the plot that's not actually how it's going to end up being in the book, if that makes sense. So I don't know. But I go into books blind too, so I'm glad I'm not the only one. Thrillers and romances can be hit or miss for people, for sure. I feel like, yeah, those are 2 very opposite genres too, but they both have very like big climax points. I feel like that can make or break a book. Hello, welcome. It has been forever, but I'm glad to be here. We are doing the change of season cleaning today, and I'm going through the Janie Johnson series by Caroline B. Cooney, currently on book 3, Voice on the Radio. Very nice. Appreciate you very much. I do have my big bottle of water right here. Sorry, my face is really big on the screen. Probably kind of scary. I never read a synopsis, LOL. I should trust what I see online. I feel like I mostly pick up books based on trope lists now, especially romance. That and covers for me, like the big thing. And like a lot of these books I've been reading recently have stunning covers, which is why like I'm drawn to them. But I think I'm also just really good at this point at guessing plot twists, and I need to just not think so hard about the books that I guess I'm reading, because maybe then I wouldn't guess the plot twists so quickly. Well, all right, let's go ahead and roll for our first sprint. I'm going to get the dice roller page up really quickly. I haven't done this in a minute, so I need to remember how to change or how to share my screen, because I know the MacBooks are really weird doing that. I'm going to pull it up on my phone too, just so I can make sure that I'm doing this right. Okay, we are going to entire screen. Allow. All right, I'm now displaying my entire screen, and y'all can still hear me. So we're going to go ahead and roll for our first sprint. Again, like every number is 5 minutes. So this is what we started on, but I'm going to go ahead and click roll. And our first, okay. I don't do sprints that are less than 20 minutes. So we're going to roll one more time. I feel like in a 15-minute sprint, as soon as you get into your book, like we have to end the sprint. So I'm going to go ahead and roll one more time, but anything less than 20 we won't do, because I don't think that's enough time to be productive personally. So we're going to roll one more time. Okay, 45 minutes. We'll go ahead and start with that. Yeah, I don't count 15 minutes. Sorry. I know. I don't know if that's kind of like cheating or not, because like I don't do what the dice say the first time. But again, I feel like there's no point in doing 15 minutes by the time I get settled into my book. Like, you know, the timer's gone down. So I am currently reading. Let me give y'all my book that I'm reading. I'm listening to the audiobook for it, but I have it as a NetGalley arc. It came out like last year, though, if not the year before that. But I'm reading a historical romance, so backing off of thrillers for a second. And I'm reading Ava Leigh's historical romance called How the Wallflower Was Won. This is like my fifth or sixth book by this author, and she's one of my favorites in the historical romance realm, I guess. So I'm hoping to finish this book up after a couple of sprints. But while this first sprint goes, I'm going to also do some cleaning as well, just because I kind of am feeling in the mood to like move around. So we'll probably do that as well. But let me go through these last few comments and we'll get started in 1 minute. Yeah, when the clock says 45 past. 45 is a good start. Definitely better than 15. Okay, good. Yes, I just like the longer sprints personally, but I don't want to do them like consistently. I like the variety that the dice can theoretically roll, you know? Maybe I think I'm really in my audiobook era right now. Like all the books that I've read this month, except for one, I think have been on audio as well as like another like format, like ebook or physical. So big audiobook gal over here. But all right, it's 45. So we're going to go ahead and do our first sprint. I'm going to put lo-fi on once I mute myself. So if you don't like lo-fi, feel free to mute me. But I think the timer should beep at the end for the countdown that I'll put on. So just keep an eye out for that as well. But I will see y'all back here in 45 minutes. almost the end of our first sprint. Let me know how you did. I'm going to try to get my webcam to work again. And it's probably going to freeze, but we're going to try it just because the quality is so much better. I probably should just invest in a new one, but it's fine. It's probably going to freeze in a second when it goes off, but for right now, the light's green, so let's hope it stays that way. But let me know how y'all did. I got to 81% of How the Wallflower Was Won. So I'm hoping to finish that up within like the next hour of reading that we do. I have 2 hours left of the audiobook and I'm listening to it at 2 times speed. So I should be able to wrap it up in an hour. And then after I finished that, I went to binge a little novella before the end of this month. I went to like this author romance event out in Knoxville a couple weeks ago, and I got like a VIP ticket. They were like $15 more, but it came with like a VIP like bag and early admission into the event. And my bag was filled with like 8 books or like novels / novellas, 8 or 10. I had a whole stack of books that I got for free from this event. This is one of them. So I'm going to go ahead and binge it. It's a really short novella, so that's my next goal. It's 100 pages, so it should be really easy to read that once I finish this. But I also did some cleaning around the boyfriend's apartment because he's not here, but he's letting me do all this stuff here. So I was feeling in a cleaning mood, so did some of that. I read page 76 of Hook, Line, and Sinker during that sprint. I read 24 pages. I was slightly distracted, but that's okay. That is totally okay. I definitely get into sprints with that issue as well. Thankfully, I had an audiobook though, so I was able to like move around and keep my brain going while listening to the book. I ended up starting an audiobook, The Stranger at the Wedding by A.E. Gauntlet, and got to 12% while I was playing games. I'm going to look that one up. Is it a romance? The Stranger at the interesting. It looks like a thriller. Yeah. That cover is very pretty actually. I hope you enjoy it. We'll go ahead and do our next dice roll in just a second. It's not a romance at all. Well, you've been on like such a romance kick for the past year that I wasn't sure, but I looked it up. It's definitely not. I mean, you've got wedding vibes, but more like a murder thriller wedding vibe, so very fun. I hope you like it. Is it an arc? No, it came out a couple weeks ago. Well, that's exciting. It doesn't have very good reviews, Stasia, so I wish you luck with it. Got to page 294. I'm listening to an audiobook, Don't Fear the Reaper by Stephen Graham Jones, a horror audiobook. I've read 2 or 3 books by that author. I hope you like that one. I have not read that one yet, but I've read Night of the Mannequins, The Only Good Indians, and the one about the final girl. And yeah, so hope you enjoy it. I feel like everything I read physically or on Kindle will be romance, but audio is usually a thriller. Very fair. Got through 27 pages, 53 to 58%. Part 3 of A Tale for the Time Being. Literary fiction about a woman who begins reading the diary of a Japanese teenage girl that washes ashore. Love this book. That sounds really interesting, actually. I'm glad you're enjoying it. I don't know how to feel about it yet, TBH, but I got the audio for free from the publisher, so why not? Oh, no. I'm so sorry, y'all. I don't know why. The camera is a silly goose, but here we are. Yeah, it's like a 3.35 rating on Goodreads, but maybe you'll like it. I mean, yeah, we'll see. Did you listen to The Lie? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, y'all. This is annoying me. Okay. See, the quality is so much worse on my laptop camera. I really want to read that book, Jess. I've heard it's really good. Maybe I'll have to check out the audiobook for it. I have listened to My Heart is a Chainsaw in the Angel Lake trilogy. I enjoyed the first one. Maybe that's the one that I've read. That might have been, I don't know. I got a couple arcs, or I had one arc by the author, and then I had purchased the other 2, probably for Spooktober a few years ago. Speaking of which, I need to figure out plans for that if I'm going to do it again, because I want to, but it'll probably look a little bit different just with me being in my thesis officially. So not sure how busy October will be for me just with like my thesis defense and things like that. So I need to work on that as well, like this week, and film a video about it so I can share that information. But yeah, I have read a couple of that author's books. Okay, so Stage is also read. Okay, I'll check it out because that's like the red cover. I think like Book of the Month might have picked it or something. And I really want to read it, but I have not gotten around to it yet. Let's go ahead and roll for our next sprint so we can start at 20 till. Let me go ahead and share my screen. We'll go roll the dice. Fingers crossed for not 15 minutes this time. All right, we're doing another long one. I think my goal is going to be to finish my book then during this next sprint. We're going to go for 50 minutes. Pretty exciting. Might go do a little bit more cleaning. I'm going to start my reading vlog for the 24-hour readathon. I'm going to attempt. My goal is to go to bed at like 8 o'clock tonight and then wake up at like 3 a.m. and then go for like 24 hours and see if I can do it if I start that way. But we will say I have like 2 audiobooks, 2 physical books, 2 thrillers, 2 romance. I might change my mind tomorrow. I don't know, but I really want to attempt like officially to do one, and that's the goal. But anyway, I might film my intro as well if I feel like it. But if I really want to finish this book first, I might wait till the next sprint. But I do want to do my vlog intro before this evening, so I'll do that at some point during these sprints so I can check that off my list. Y'all are really convincing me to pick up Listen to the Lie. I will have to, let me see if the audiobook is available actually. I feel like my Hoopla is very good. Like I use Libby and Hoopla mostly for my audiobooks. But I feel like Hoopla has way less wait time for some reason for like most of the books, like even really popular ones or books that just came out. The wait is a lot less on Hoopla than it is on Libby for me at least. But Listen for the Lie has a wait list, but I'm number 4, so maybe I can get it for September. I'm not like a big TBR gal anymore, like a monthly TBR person, but I kind of was thinking about like doing a hopefuls, like very short hopefuls list with like 2 Book of the Month books, 2 NetGalley books, 2 physical books, 2 Kindle books that like I need to read, just to kind of like, I don't know, I like the satisfaction of like checking things off a list. I thought about doing that, but I don't know if I would actually follow through on it. But maybe I'll start doing that again in the new year because it's already September. Crazy. We're over halfway through the year. And that'll give me like monthly goals to look forward to maybe. So I do like that aspect of making TBRs, but I'm just never good at following through on them. So that's like the hard part about, because like I used to make them, and I used to make videos where I would like talk about the books on my TBR for the month, and then I would come back at the end of the month and be like, oh, I didn't read any of these books because I'm a mood reader. So maybe I'll start doing like hopefuls lists. I don't know where that came from, but it stemmed from this conversation about Listen for the Lie, or Listen to the Lie. But it's fine. I keep starting vlogs and are finishing them. Sorry, y'all. I started a vlog a couple weeks ago and never did like a second update for it. So maybe I should start doing that. But at least like 24-hour readathons are super easy. Like in terms of like, I mean, you get all the content within the span of a day. But yeah, regular vlogs, I don't always finish them either. I know that's also kind of why I want to check off all the Book of the Month goals, because I want the prize. I have never gotten, that's false. I think I got the prize one year. I got socks, but I really want a prize at the end of this year. Okay, let's go ahead and jump into our next sprint. 50 minutes. I'm going to put lo-fi on and share my screen for the timer, and I'll see y'all back here in almost an hour. All right. Hello. Welcome back from this last sprint. That was super long. And I thought I was going to finish my book, but I did not actually. So hopefully on the next sprint, I'm sorry. I'm going to see if my camera works again. It is a little annoying. It's probably going to freeze in a second, but if it stops working, then I'll just stop trying. But let me know how y'all did. I got to 96% of How the Wallflower Was Won, and definitely will be able to finish it up in the next sprint. I have like 20 minutes max left at 2 times speed, so I should be able to hopefully finish it up so I can start another book. I also what's the word? Resubscribed, I guess, to Kindle Unlimited during that sprint because there's some books that I want to read. So got that back. I'd canceled it for a while, but if I can just read like 3 books a month on there, it'll definitely be worth the money. So, but let me know how y'all did. We'll probably do 2 more sprints, I want to say, today, depending on how long they are. If we get like a short one thrown in there, then like we'll probably do 3. But we'll see. It's already 4:30 here, and I want to go to bed early tonight so I can wake up and start my 24 hours of reading. Fingers crossed. Love these. Thank you for being here. I tried a weekend vlog and then didn't read anything. It's very relatable, Stasia. Hello, welcome. Hello, Mall. Now at 25%, still pretty meh, but at least I'm playing games while I'm doing it. We gotta love any type of reading that happens. I read 28 pages and ate dinner. We bought apple cider from 2 orchards today. We did a blind taste test to see which one we liked more. I was shocked by my answer. That's very fun. That's awesome. I'm very excited for like fall weather. I'll see if there's like a good apple orchard around here somewhere. It'd be fun to go to. That's awesome. Okay, let's go ahead and roll for our next sprint. I'll share my screen. And okay, let's go ahead and see what our next sprint is going to be. All right, 35 minutes, a little bit of a shorter one, which works for me. I think after that last one, I need a little bit of a break anyway. So we'll start our next sprint, I guess, at 35, 25 till 35 past, however you want to say the time. And we'll probably just do, well, we'll see what we get for the next sprint, and then we'll either do 1 or 2 more sprints. After this, might do sprints tomorrow. I hesitate to say that because I'm not sure how much energy I'm going to have, like with sprinting, since having read, like woken up at 3 a.m. to start reading for my readathon, but we'll see. If I do, they might be more last minute, but yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But I'm hoping to like read a bunch of books tomorrow, so fingers crossed. Hello, Jen. It has been a while, but I'm here today. I'm finishing up Kingdom of Ash right now. Very fun. I only read for half the time. LOL had to eat. Read 16 pages in 25 minutes. Getting some good progress in my book. That's awesome. Any progress is great progress. I love that y'all are eating dinner. I need to eat probably during the next sprint because I'm already getting a little bit hungry. So, all right. It is 35, so we'll go ahead and start our next sprint. And I will see you all back here in 35 minutes. that was the end of another sprint. Let me know how you did. I finished How the Wallflower Was Won, which is exciting, and I gave it 4 stars, which is great because everything else I read this month has been 2 or 3 stars, so I'll take it. And then I read 18 pages of Matchmaking a Player, and so far it's a pretty cute novella, so I'm excited to binge it this evening. I think we're going to go ahead and do one more sprint for the night. I do have a little bit of homework that I want to get done before I go to bed, but I'm excited for the last sprint. Hopefully it'll be a longer one. We'll see. I'll go ahead and roll the dice in just a second. I have 35 pages left in my book. Hopefully you can finish it during the next sprint, Jen. I read 26 pages and am LOLing a ton at this book. So good. Love the writing. I'm going to have to look and see if my library has like a physical copy of it because I really want to read Out on a Limb. I've heard it's so good. All right, let's go ahead and roll. And we'll start our last sprint at 15 past, quarter past. Nope. All right. Let's see what the dice say. All right, 25-minute sprint to end things, which isn't bad. A little bit of a cool down before we sign off for the evening. But again, keep an eye out for potential sprints tomorrow. I'm not sure, just with, again, energy levels and how much I get done when I first wake up in the morning. And if I have the energy to sit in front of my laptop and read for several hours. But I do want to start doing reading sprints a little bit more consistently. Sorry, I had to take a stretch. So I'm going to try to go back to doing them like once a month, even if it's just for like a couple of hours. I think this is always a really fun time to come together and chat and read together and be productive. And I just really like this little community, and I've missed it. And I want to be back. I am back. Like, I want to make sure that I stay consistent. If you go live, I'll be there when No Pressure Sundays are read and rot days over here. I love that. We'll see how I sleep tonight, and if I go to sleep when I want to go to sleep so I can wake up in time to start my readathon that I'm doing. But I'll post something tomorrow morning if I decide to go live for a couple of hours. But it would be fun if I did, so we'll see. But we'll go and start our last sprint in just a minute. Once the clock strikes 15. And then I'm going to go get dinner after this, I think, because I'm getting a little bit hungry. But all right, y'all. We're going to start our last sprint. I will see you all back here in 25 minutes. that was the end of our last sprint for the evening. Let me know how you did. I got to page 44 of my book, so I'm about halfway through it. So hopefully we'll finish that up before I go to bed tonight. But very cute so far. I like it. And I'm excited to see where it goes. But let me know how y'all did on that last one. I'm definitely getting sleepy for some reason. It's only 5:30, 5:40 here, but I guess I have been up already for almost 12 hours, so it's okay. Go to bed early tonight. I have 26 pages on page 226 now. That's awesome, Jess. I'm glad you were able to make a lot of progress during these sprints. But that is all that I have for y'all for tonight. Hopefully, maybe I'll be back on tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. I'm now at 42%, so I'll probably end up listening to it through to the end. Very nice, Deja. I'll be curious to see your rating of it since it's a very people have very mixed opinions on it, it looks like, according to Goodreads. But that's what I've got for y'all for today. Thank you so much for joining me as I finally hosted sprints for the first time in a minute. I truly had a lot of fun, feel very productive, finished a book halfway through a novella, and got some cleaning done. So very happy about all of that. But I'm going to go ahead and sign off for tonight. And keep an eye out for future streams. If not tomorrow, then hopefully within the next month. I do want to start going live again more consistently. So I will talk to you all later.